Say they fight to set us free, but all we see is misery. They came with fire, they came with guns. Now we they cry for our daughters and sons. Our village is burned, our people flee. We live in fear, no place to be. This one has come, we never start. Now pain and sorrow, they tear us apart. But the nation call with open hands. DDR, go help us stand. From the grip of fear and blood, we go rise again with God. Hey, 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 then come massa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Come massa, come massa. You shall free our land from terror. Oh, come massa, massa, eh. Your blessing will shine like stars above, and the Most High God shall be your guide, shall be your guide. Children when no go school, ghost towns turn market to tomb. They promise freedom, bring us chains, but now we rise to break that pain. We say no more to blood and hate. We choose the path to a peaceful state. My country people talk I'm true. Say peace go start with me and you. Cries from the grass fields, our mothers born picking for bush. No hospital, no midwife touch. Kidnap and ransom don't turn to law. Even
Testing, my country people them. Good morning today. When Valentine's Day number 14 day for February 2026. As we join, we know the usual routine. We share, make it go far and wide. I get small cough, so if I cough, make una no worry about that. I go still soldier on for do this presentation. I get some videos and for playing for una. And for answer this question where some people they don't ask me, as this 11 February don't pass, a lot of people they don't dig into the history of the former Southern Cameroons. And some people they ask about how would we go from the Federal Republic of Cameroon to the United Republic of Cameroon, where to transfer from 1972, and the misinformation, and other information where people they don't get harm, where it not be accurate, and some of this information it be spread by the intellectuals in the Anglophone zone, or at least people the way they're supposed to know better. Some of these things, the information will be spread, it be either deliberate or just because the people they be uninformed, misinformed. I could tell you now. So how did we actually go from a Federal Republic of Cameroon to the United Republic of Cameroon? And I deal now with facts, not my opinions, not conjecture, not my feelings. I go show you now. Documents them. John Go Funchaisis go talk. Estimona go talk. Dr. Simon Moons go talk. When I go hear from them, people they go pose them questions them, they go answer them, and then I go explain for them exactly what will happen as per the text in the federal constitution, not just my opinions them. Okay, then I go explain one or two things them for my contribution. So as now join Countryman this morning, I know say I not really announced this live broadcast. So plenty of people they know they here at the moment, but they go join with later. As now if you see I don't prepare this information we did on the screen for now, where we go read them the Federal Constitution of 1961, Article 47, and the rest, how to revise the Constitution, and all these other documents. When I see the information we did on the screen, we can display them. Then we will talk about those things in the next 1 or 2 minutes. My contributor. So I know say plenty of people the day out they celebrate Valentine's Day. Plenty of people they not get notification. So play your own part for share the live broadcast. Make all man a get ham. When I march fire for share my contributor them, countryman it come Cameroonianness. Thank you plenty my country people them once more today. Now Valentine's Day number 14 day for February 2026. I decided for can spend about an hour for discuss with my country people them. We want to talk today about how we go from the Federal Republic of Cameroon, where it be been a federal form of state, federal form of government, to the United Republic of Cameroon, where it been a unitary state. So we will look at documents, the actual federal constitution itself, where I don't prepare for now, as I see I'm on the screen. We will look at articles of the federal constitution, and later on, we will also read some of our comments for the people the way they watch we live. Go display some of the comments on the screen, and then we will go through them. So a lot of Cameroonians, the way I don't hear the talk about how Cameroon it go from a federal form of government to a unitary form of government. They always lay a lot of emphasis on the referendum of 20th of May 1972. I will explain for now how even that federation, the referendum itself wasn't as important as people that put too much value or weight on the referendum. So first thing first, you got to understand how laws that are being made in a country. How can you make new laws, and how do you change old laws or repeal laws, amend laws? How do you do that? Okay. Now, who get the responsibility for do that, for write new laws of country, or for repeal old laws, or for amend current laws? Who get that responsibility? Now, the legislative branch of government, the House of Assembly or National Assembly, House of Representatives or Parliament. Now, them get the responsibility for amend laws, make new laws, or repeal old laws. Okay. So a lot of people, they don't talk about the federal form of state, how it be abolished or abrogated, because it was a law enacted where it take effect from the 1st of October 1961, and the 1st of October because of the resolution 1608, where it be talks say by 1st of October the former Southern Cameroon it could join the Republic of Cameroon. They not talk whether when I be negotiating or not negotiate, whether waiting happen, whether nothing, no care. They say the 1st of October it could join, and the 1st of October we join one Cameroon. Okay, that one resolution 1608. I don't really talk about that extensively. Any person who want to read more and understand more about that, Google them. You could download the resolution yourself and read about them. So now I go play for now some videos. Them make I add this video on the screen. So this video now from 1995, the 9th of June, to be precise, when we're from Minneapolis, America, you get Dr. Elad Ekotang, Dr. Simon Munzu, John Foncha himself, and Esti Muna himself. They will go for America, and now for Minneapolis, on the 9th of June 1995, they will get sort of like they will get sort of like a town hall where people they can ask them questions, because we go for they go campaign for the so-called decolonization of Southern Cameroon. So people they ask them questions, and I don't take just two of the questions that where this lady be pose them, and then when I go hear the answers from Estimuna and John Foncha and Dr. Simon Munzo as well, and then I go explain for now more and explain for now how we actually go from the federal form of state to the unitary form of state. So make you understand, people the way they always pay too much emphasis on the referendum. That is not actually what changed the form of state of the country. And I go explain more. I know say some when I don't get this indoctrination, when I don't hear people that talk for Anglophone zone plenty time, they always talk about referendum. That was not actually the most important thing that happened in 1972. That is not what changed the republic, the form of state, from a federal form of state to a unitary form of state. It was not the referendum. Okay? Now, Dr. Simon Munzu, that way they talk for 1995. I go play the video now for now. make una listen. I will play the whole video. It be about 3 or 4 minutes or so, and then I go come now for come explain which way una need for take away from that video, and I go come put the parts of the Constitution on the screen. We go read them, the actual text in the Constitution where it go refer to for this answer where it my contribute them. So make a play the question where the lady asked the panel. Now Jongo Fonchada, Dr. Simon Munzu, Elat Ekontan, and Estimuna that. Now make a play the video. Una listen. Una bear with me. Una listen.
My name is Debunking. First of all, it's a pleasure to have our guest here from Cameroon. So thank you for coming. My question is, as I understand, I came in halfway when Dr. Monzo was speaking, so I did not get the first part of it. But from what I gathered and what I've been reading concerning Cameroon, there have been problems at the birth of federalism. And before that could be confirmed, there wasn't any firm agreement before federalism. Recently, I think maybe about 20 years ago, I was still in primary school, there was a referendum. My question is, if there wasn't an agreement during the federalism, we had problems. Why did we accept, or during the referendum in 1972, if things were not going on right, why did we have to come together? Why was a referendum for the two Cameroon sections to come together? That's my question.
Question. Effectively, in 1972, on the 20th of May, there was a referendum organized in Cameroon, in consequence of which it is claimed and the federation was ended and succeeded by a unitary state. Now that the people of Cameroon went to the polls on the 20th of May 1972 is a fact. That they went to the polls in what was claimed to be a referendum is also a fact. But whether the consequence of the result of the referendum in 1972 should be binding on us in 1995 is the question. And today we are disputing both the referendum itself and the consequences of the referendum on various grounds. The first is that the referendum itself was organized against the express terms of the Constitution of 1961 which preceded it. Under that Constitution, a referendum could not be organized unless, and for the purpose of amending the Constitution, unless the constitutional amendment was accepted by the parliamentarians, the majority of parliamentarians that came from one of the federal states and who were sitting in the federal parliament. Now, it is important to know that in the federal parliament before the referendum, there were 50 members, 10 of whom were from the English-speaking part and 40 from the French-speaking part. And there was a constitutional guarantee to the effect that if 6 members, that is the majority of the English-speaking parliamentarians, opposed any enactment that would be detrimental to English-speaking Cameroon, that was enough to kill the enactment. It was an important clause in the Constitution guaranteeing and protecting the federal state of English-speaking Cameroon to the minority. It was in order to circumvent this provision that Mr. Ahidjo organized a referendum in which all Cameroonians, both English-speaking and French-speaking, participated. And when you bear in mind that 80% of the population, then as of now, the same as now, was French-speaking Cameroonian, you can see that the result of the referendum was loaded well in advance. Secondly, Article 47 of the Constitution in question, the Federal Constitution, explicitly stated that any proposal to amend the Constitution which would end in the abolition of the Federation was not admissible. That is verifiable. Now, in spite of that, Mr. Ahidjo introduced an amendment whose consequence would be the abolition of the Federation. So on those two legal grounds, we contest the validity of the 1972 referendum. And we say that even if more than 20 years may have intervened since then, that is not enough reason for the people of Southern Cameroon to be held eternally to the consequence of this. May I just add finally on the political level, that again you must understand that, as I pointed out, from 1966, we entered in a one-party regime, under which Mr. Ahidjo was chairman of the one and only political party, president of the Federal Republic of Cameroon, commander-in-chief of the army, the armed forces and the police, guarantor, so-called, of the independence of the judiciary, and all that went with it. Now, in that political setup context, it would have been impossible for opponents of the move to organize this referendum to operate. There were voices that were raised at the time in protest, but as you can well imagine, in such an oppressive machinery, they never got a chance to be heard. That's why I pointed out to you that if we can come out boldly now and say what we are saying, it is because the political context of 1995 is more conducive to free expression, much more than anything in 1972 would have been. It would be a mistake, therefore, to assume that the people of Southern Cameroon acquiesced in what happened in 1972. It's simply that their protest was not as effective as it is today.
And you please take us a little bit further.
Thank you, plenty my country people then.
Organized in Cameroon.
Thank you, plenty my country people then. So when I don't hear wait away, Dr. Simon Munzu come off a talk in response to that question where the lady asked him, I go analyze wait away talk him and then explain wait away explain the parts them where it be wrong, categorically wrong, whether it been a deliberate or it been a just the fact say it no be no way to really talk about. But I sure say if you ask the same Dr. Simon Munzu today, it will tell you say it be wrong for 1995. Because now the same team this way, when they come up for America, they come back for Cameroon after they fail for that mission. They bring back the so-called United Nations flag where they buy them from a gift shop, can't fool what people then say United Nations they come for can't do decolonization. So Dr. Simon Munzu talk a few things and for their way it be misleading or categorically wrong, and some other things that they way it talk for their way they be factual. So the facts the day where we know if we dispute them, and I go tell now. So make I go step by step. The question be asked by a woman where it say name na Millet. It say if they get problems them since before the federal state be created in 1961, as the people they be talking for their presentation said they get problems and all of that. So why did we then accept during the referendum in 1972, if things were not going right? Why did we, the people then for West Cameroon, vote for cancel the federation? You know why? Plenty of people they always hang on the referendum because it be been a popular mandate where every single person of voting age in the whole of Cameroon it be get the right for vote. And the reality now say more than 90-something%, about 99% of the people them for Cameroon, they be vote for abolish the federal form of state. Now, why that way? Faced with this reality, the people the way they can't lie about the history, they go try for hang on that referendum for talking. No, they're not for even organize them in the first place. They're not for organize them. Dr. Simon Munzu in his speech, he go on for talk saying, he talks saying all Cameroonians to be participate in the referendum. He say and at least 80% of the population for Cameroon it be now French or French-speaking Francophone Cameroonians, and that is the fact. And I go can't show now. We will take that number say 80%. I can show you in the federal constitution, okay? I can show you parts of the constitution in a second. So it's a 80% of the population, it been people that from East Cameroon. So the result was loaded in advance. Hang on a minute. If the result was loaded in advance because the 80% of the people the way they be take part in the referendum being people then from East Cameroon. So let's look just at the result of the population inside West Cameroon. How many people inside West Cameroon they will vote for that referendum for abolish the federation? The answer is 99%. So the results was not loaded. Even if they be talk say make now only people then for West Cameroon they vote, the result would have still been 99% in favor of abolishing the federation. So I'm not there here for talk about opinions, conjecture, feelings. I'm therefore here for give una the facts. Okay. So I'm not therefore here for explain for now, for example, why people they be vote the way they be vote. No, I'm not therefore here for give opinions on why people they be make those decisions. No, I just tell you a fact. Say, as how Dr. Simon Muzu talk and say, there is a fact that on the 20th of May, 1972, a referendum took place. And yes, people voted. Yes, Francophones and Anglophones voted. And yes, 90% plus of the population voted to abolish the federation. But the fact where Dr. Simon Muzu, or the point where they make him say, the result was loaded in advance because, say, 80% of the people, the way they be vote, they be in East Cameroon, it's just a categorical lie. When the statistics, they show and say, okay, ignore all the votes where they come from East Cameroon. Ignore them all, try all for being. What would have been the result of the referendum? They would have still abolished the federation because abolished the federal form of government because the vast majority, more than 90% of the population for West Cameroon voted to abolish the federation. Now, Dr. Simon Muzu also make another point where it talks the dispute now the consequence of the referendum. Okay, and then it talks say the referendum it will be organized. When they talk about amending the constitution, it go on for quote Article 47, say they will get 50 members in the Federal Assembly. And he explained something where I don't explain for now before about the veto power. Now, what did I call them? For Article 47 of the Federal Constitution, the West Cameroon Federated State, it will get a veto power. He explained that perfectly well. Say, at that time, they will get 50 members in the Federal Assembly. I can't explain that for now. When I show now the Federal Constitution in a second, how they come up with the number 50. 10 of those members will come from West Cameroon, and 40 they will come out from East Cameroon. I also can't explain one small mistake we make. I believe it's a genuine mistake we make, because me, I don't make that mistake as well in the past. Because by 1972, the numbers will not increase to 100 members in the Federal Assembly. That's a small mistake. So he explained, I'm saying, if just 6 members, the delegates from West Cameroon in the Federal Assembly, they will vote against any amendment to the Constitution, then the Constitution automatically fails. That is a fact. It is written in Article 47 of the Federal Constitution. But then now, wait the way it talk where it misinform now for people the way they need to pay attention. Now say it go on for claims say that they dispute the referendum and the consequences of the referendum. It was not the referendum that amended the Constitution. You don't amend a constitution by referendum. You amend a constitution by writing another constitution, writing another law. You write them, and there is only one body in the country that can deliberate on it, debate on it, and then vote on it before it can pass as a law. And that body was the Federal Assembly, where Dr. Simon Muzu used to don't articulate and say, the federal body, the Federal Assembly, West Cameroon delegates them, they get veto power for that assembly. So how was it possible to change the constitution from a federal Republic of Cameroon to a unitary form of government? Simple. It is because the majority of the delegates, the deputies in the Federal Assembly, voted to change the constitution. That was the only way that it was legally done. Forget about the referendum. The referendum was just seeking the opinion of the masses, of the people. What actually changed the constitution from a federal form of government to a unitary form of government is the act of parliament. It's a law that was written down, debated on, and voted on in parliament. It passed before it went to President Ahmadu Ahidjo. He signed it into law. So when I need to understand these intricate details then. So now why that way Dr. Simon Munzo himself, he go on for that he talk, we come on for talk. Una play and back, listen up. It talk say President Ahmadu Ahidjo introduced an amendment which would abolish the federal form of state. Yes. After the president is seek the opinion of the people through the referendum, because referendum is not change the form of state for Cameroon. Even though people, they will always talk about referendum, the referendum itself did not change the form of government in Cameroon. Form of government was changed by an act of parliament, by a law that was written, debated, voted, passed, and then signed into law by the president. And the only way for change the federal constitution into a unitary constitution, it be written in the actual, ma put them on the screen, in the actual Article 47, where Dr. Simon Munzo come on for talk about them, in the federal constitution itself. I don't put them on the screen. Make una read them with me, okay? Now the whole Article 47, that is no long, only 5 small short paragraphs or sentences. Now Article 47, that when I go here, and then even in this same speech where Dr. Simon Munzo come on for talk, he go on for talk about saying, excuse me, it go on for talk the same manipulative statement way the separatists them and the so-called Ambazonians, they don't talk for a long time for misinform our people them. Say Article 47, it be talk say we know if it change form of state or form of government. That is a fat lie. Now the Article 47 that way there on the screen. And Dr. Simon Munzo be well educated, too educated for not know. Say no be now waited that way Article 47 talk, but it talk and that's all. So I don't know whether it be just a lie for 1995 or it be misinformed or mistaken. So now Article 47 that on the screen, my country, make we read them together. It talks in, first of all, the title now say a revision of the constitution. Revision means making amendment or change to the constitution, okay? Article 47 talks say any proposal for the revision of the present constitution which impairs the unity and integrity of the federation shall be inadmissible. But wait away, many of these so-called separatists and so-called Ambazonians them, and wait away Dr. Simon Munzo come on for Duamna say, they totally remove the 3 words them, unity and integrity. They totally remove them. Like say no, they inside the constitution. They move them out. And then only talk say, any proposal or revision of the constitution which impairs the federation shall be inadmissible. No. The unity and integrity of the federation, that's the key part. And in this case, when the word federation is not referred to a form of government, the word federation refers to the word nation. So any proposal for the revision of the present constitution which impairs the unity and the integrity of the nation shall be inadmissible. So any proposal, if you want to change the constitution and it will affect the unity and integrity of the country, that amendment or proposal it no will be admitted. Now what is that way they talk? It not talk say the federal form of government. No, that's not what it says. And if you don't believe me, I still can't read the whole Article 47, not just the small paragraph. When I don't believe me, make I add this information on the screen, okay? This one now John Go Foncha edit talk also for 1995. This time it don't come back for Cameroon. The interviewee, when I go here, wait talk, and na very short video, this one I go plan for now, only a few seconds long. When I go hear the use of the word federation, the word federation, it don't mean a form of government. It don't mean a federal form of government. No, the word federation in this context means the nation. Una listen to Jongo Foncha ego talk, una listen.
So all incomes, we must look to Yaoundé as the only father of the federation to do everything.
Una yeno, father of the federation, does it mean father of the form of government? Of course not. Father of the federation, the word federation is synonymous to nation. In this context, where they write this constitution, and remember now who they write the federal constitution. Now people them like John Go Foncha, right? Estimuna, right? Amadou Ahidjo. Now them write the constitution. They use the word federation in the context of the nation, not a federal form of government. Just like today, the Nigeria, or even back then, it was known as the Federation of Nigeria. It don't mean say the federal form of government of Nigeria. No, it means the nation of Nigeria. Today, you will hear people that talk say the Federation of Russia. It means the nation of Russia, which just happens to also have a federal form of government. The word federation is not used in this context to mean a form of government. It is used in this context, for example, the unity and integrity of the federation. Like how Jongo Foncha come up for talk, the father of the federation, the father of the nation. You get the point. The federation in this case, that it deliberately misinterpret the word, for fool people them. And I be so disappointed. Say intellectuals and people like Dr. Simon Munzu, they will repeat these lies. And one of the reasons this way we get ambassador terrorism today, because people, the way they go big book, they be educated and they know these things. They can't repeat these lies them. And these things, the way it be easily disprovable. The Article 47, a no talk say they no fit change the federal form of government. No, they talk say they no fit change, they no fit impair the unity and integrity of the federation. If you take out the unity and integrity, then that whole statement doesn't make any sense. But that's exactly what these people that they do them all the time when they want to talk about the federal constitution, when they lie about it. They remove the word unity and integrity. For example, just like how come up for playful now, Jongo Foncha talk about Amadou Ahidjo as the father of the federation. If you take away the word father, then the rest of the sentence doesn't make any sense. You understand? So the unity and integrity of the federation is the important part in that sentence. So then now you see the second sentence for Article 47, it talks say the power to initiate the revision of the constitution shall belong equally to the President of the Federal Republic after consultation with the prime ministers of the federated states and, of course, the deputies of the Federal Assembly. So here what they talk, Article 47 give powers to the President of the Federal Republic and the deputies in the Federal Assembly. They get equal powers for duty, for initiate the revision of the Constitution. So the Federal Assembly, if officially done on their own, write a new law for initiate the process for change or amend the Constitution. When they write the law, they debate them amongst themselves, they vote on, if it passed, then they go send them now to the president for sign them into law. That's the process. The Federal Assembly. And then again, the president also has equal powers to change the Constitution or initiate the revision of the Constitution by doing what? If he should only, as an individual, as a president, if he then, as they talk, consult with the prime minister for West Cameroon and the prime minister for East Cameroon, say, okay, now I plan this, amend the Constitution, I want for do this and that. Okay, after I don't consult with them, whether they agree or they not agree is beside the point. Always the Constitution asks us to make it consult with them. Not necessarily get the agreement. No, not just consultation. When they don't consult with them, inform them about what we want to do. Then if you should run down now, write the amendment to the Constitution and then table them to the Federal Assembly for deliberate on, read them, debate on, vote on. If it passed, they send them for ye sign them, and then it becomes law. Okay? Then now make we look at paragraph 3 for Article 47. Talks say any proposal for the revision that is submitted by the deputies must be signed by at least 1/3 of the members of the Federal Assembly. So even when the Federal Assembly should not now the one for amend the Constitution, before the proposal even be submitted for the General Assembly for debate, they must at least get the support of 1/3, that is 33% of the Federal Assembly. They must sign on top for say, okay, we agree to make this proposal and go forward. So that make it go now for the whole assembly now for debate. So now, paragraph 4, they say proposals for revision shall be adopted by a simple majority vote of the members of the Federal Assembly, provided that such a majority includes a majority of the representatives in the Federal Assembly of each of the federated states. Now, the very important part, that paragraph 4, where it gives the veto power, where I don't talk about, and where Dr. Simon Munzu come for talk about him, where it talks say any proposal for say any proposal for revise, amend, or change the Constitution, it could be adopted by a simple majority, where it means say if not just 50% plus a vote for the amendment, then it could pass. But on the condition that for East Cameroon, you must get a majority of the members of East Cameroon that vote in support of that. For West Cameroon, you must get a majority of the delegates for West Cameroon that vote in support of that. So, you know, if it change this constitution, if a majority of the members of West Cameroon, they don't vote in support of. Now, in 1972, for May, when they be amend the constitution, at that time, the population for Cameroon, it don't increase. In fact, before I talk about that, I will talk about that in a second now. Okay, so I don't deal with Article 47, where it is on the screen. When I feel go read the rest of the articles then, or Article 47, for better understand. Now, I also bring una Article 2. I will still can talk briefly about Article 47, the veto power, and one or two things then in a second. But now, make I explain for now. Also, where Dr. Simon Munzu, it get some numbers, the way come up for column and all those kind of things then. Article 2 for the Constitution, it talks about it. National sovereignty shall be vested in the Cameroonian people, which shall exercise the sovereignty or such sovereignty either through its deputies in the Federal Assembly or by way of referendum. Now, Article 2, that for the Constitution, the Federal Constitution. Okay, now the rest of the article, that Article 2, if you want to read them, obviously, I will only choose and pick only certain parts for the Constitution for make a point. But I encourage every single person for go read the full Federal Constitution for yourself. Now, homework that was the gear for now. So you don't stand they talk about national sovereignty. So the deputies, where they be elected and sent to the Federal Assembly, where there will be 50 of them in number 50 at the beginning of the federation or the creation of the nation of 1st of October 1961, there be 50 of them, not them. They exercise the sovereignty of the people, either through them or by way of referendum, where it means that they will consult every single person of voting age in the federation, in the nation. Okay, that Article 2, that it talk about federation and it give the powers, say the people, they get sovereignty. Okay, so now, this one now Article 53 to 56. Like I talk, I pick and choose only certain articles then for make the point. Okay, so as a matter of fact, before I bring that article, make a play my show now this one. Now the last article this for the federal constitution. Now only 60 articles a day. Some of them are just one sentences. So it not be long. Now about 3 or 4, no, about 8 pages. The whole document about 8 pages. Go and read it for yourself. Read the whole document. So Article 60 for the federal constitution, it talks say, for the purpose of this constitution, the population of the federated states shall be taken on the basis of the United Nations statistics to be as follows. East Cameroon, the population now 3.2 million inhabitants. West Cameroon, 800,000 inhabitants. Okay? They write them down in the constitution. They take these statistics them now from the United Nations statistics. Remember, say former East Cameroon or former French Cameroon, it be now a trust territory where the United Nations it be controlled administered by the French. So they will take censuses and at them give these numbers the censuses and the United Nations statistics on the population demographics in the territory. So now from there, where they take the number 3.2 million. And for West Cameroon, where it been a former Southern Cameroons, where it been a part of the former Cameroons under British administration, also a trust territory. So Southern Cameroon no be been a trust territory, it been a part of a trust territory. So according to the censuses from United Nations, they talks the population for that territory it been at 800,000. Now I don't do some small arithmetic for down there where a day in pinkish color this thing where I show up when I say 0.8 million inhabitants of Southern Cameroon divided by 3.2 million inhabitants of East Cameroon, you see and say, what population it been at 1/4 of that of East Cameroon will just be about 25%, 20%, 25%. Okay, we've been at 25%. So for every one member of parliament, where if you come out from West Cameroon, we will get 4 where they come out from East Cameroon because of their population density, because I mean they be more populated than we. 1 in 4. Okay, so now why that way? Now make a show now this part, Article 54 for the Federal Assembly is spelled out again, say, until the 1st of April 1964, the Federal National Assembly shall consist of deputies appointed from among their members by the legislative assemblies of the federated states in proportion to the number of inhabitants of each state in the ratio of 1 deputy to 80,000 inhabitants. So if you look at that ratio, for every 80,000 inhabitants, you will get 1 deputy where it be sent to the Federal Assembly. Now, why that way? You see, I'm saying, as Dr. Simon Muzubi talk, based on this population demographics, if you divide 3.2 million by the 80,000, you will get 40. That's why you will get 40 delegates, 40, from East Cameroon, while the population of West Cameroon it be 800,000. And if you divide 800,000 by 80,000, you will get 10. And then 10 members from West Cameroon, they'll be meet up with 40 members from East Cameroon for form the Federal Assembly, where it will get 50 members, 50. Now, as they talk for the Constitution, for this Article 54, where I put them on the screen. Now, depending on the population, so every 80,000 inhabitants, they will get 1 member representing them in the Federal Assembly. So by 1972, after 10 years or so, the population of the territories it be double. The population will grow. So the Federal Assembly too, it be also grow for compensate with the population growth. So by 1972, at the time where they do the constitutional amendment, we began at 100 deputies in the Federal Assembly. 20 of them, they will come out from West Cameroon, and 80, they will come out from East Cameroon. So if you go back to Article 47, where I put them on the screen, looking at paragraph 4, where it talks, say, any amendment to the Constitution must get the vote of the majority of each of the federated states. So, what 20 deputies, the way they be there for Federal Assembly, if just 11 of them, they will vote against the new constitution, the unitary state constitution, then it will be impossible for change the federal constitution. Cameroon will still be a federation today. If just 11 members from West Cameroon, they will vote against the revision of the constitution. Now, when it comes to the referendum, where people, they always try to talk about referendum, and then they go lie about we and yes and all of that nonsense. All those lies don't even matter, because the referendum no matter. Because even if the referendum it be decide otherwise, and they still go write the federal a new law for amend the constitution, it will still pass and it will still become law legally. because the referendum did not make a law. The referendum gave people an opportunity to exercise their sovereignty by, giving consent to the president and to the Federal Assembly to amend the Constitution. They consented to it. But the actual amendment to the Constitution was done by an act of the Federal Assembly. As I don't show now, for Article 2 for here, say national sovereignty shall be vested in the people, and that sovereignty shall be exercised through their deputies in the Federal Assembly or by way of referendum. In this case, for change the Constitution from a federal form of government to a unitary state, we actually used both of those methods. So the president goes to the people, ask for a referendum for the people to give ye the consent, to seek their opinion about changing the form of state from a federal form of state to a unitary form of state. The people consented. And then now he went and drafted the amendment, the law itself, put them for the Federal Assembly. The Federal Assembly exercised the national sovereignty again by deliberating on it, debating it, voting on it, and then passing it into law. So you see, I'm saying, wait away, Dr. Simon Muzu come on for talk today in no whole water, because there was no way. I mean, it not been say Amadu Ayejo just write a new constitution and then just ask the people, then say me they do referendum. And then after they do the referendum, Amadu Ayejo just sign them and then it become law. No. The Federal Assembly voted to change the constitution, because when you also look at the federation, the referendum, people they don't talk say, because yes, any person over the age of 21 if of it vote, okay, as Nafisiam for paragraph 2 of this article 2, it talks say no section of people nor any individual may assume the exercise thereof. Say the vote shall be equal and secret, and all citizens who have attained the age of 21 or 21 years shall participate therein, in the referendum or in the voting, in exercising national sovereignty. So if you don't be the age of 21 for fit vote, whether you be illiterate, whether you be educated, whether you be woman, man, picking, it no matter. If you be over the age of 21, you get equal vote. One man, one vote. One woman, one vote. Now the Constitution talk him. So now people, if you talk, say, well, but then for 1972, why people, they don't be educated, they don't be know what way they do. I'm like how some people, they don't talk and say we and yes. Okay. Then we talk, say the people, they don't be know, they don't be educated, they don't be feel read French or whatever, according to our own lie. When I talk, the argument say we and yes. Okay. Let's talk, say, yeah, they don't be know. What about the people, the way they actually write the law, deliberate on the law, and vote on the law? Our 20 delegates in the National Assembly, the educated elites from West Cameroon, where we will send them for them to go represent we. When they be reach for them, they don't read the law. They don't read them. They don't know so that they change the constitution from a federal form of state to a unitary form of state. Of course they know. Did they not vote for it? They voted for it. So you know if you talk say no, now we and yes, and what people they always talk now about the referendum because they want to lie about these things. That is not what changed the Constitution. It was not the referendum. It was the Federal Assembly writing a law, deliberating on it, voting on the law, passing the law, and then President Amadu Ayejo signed the law. That's what changed the Constitution. You don't change the Constitution by referendum. Referendum gives the consent of the people for the Constitution to be changed. It doesn't actually change the Constitution itself. It just gives the opinion of the people, whether they consent to it or not. The actual changing of the Constitution is done by an act of Parliament. I don't know me how to educate one anymore. You could see even intellectuals, them people, the way they go book, they want debate about this matter. They want to talk about referendum. They want to talk about referendum. Ignore the referendum. Forget about the referendum. Let's assume say the people they even vote against the referendum. So what? National sovereignty can be exercised by the Federal Assembly. Now, Article 2 talk them. Read them today. Whatever the Federal Assembly, it becomes law. It be binding to the whole country. Whether you like them or not, the Federal Assembly has the powers to exercise national sovereignty. Now, Article 2 of the Constitution, it talk am. So if the National Assembly, they sit, they write a law, they deliberate on, and they vote on the law, it becomes law for all man, whether you like them or not. If it pass, it pass. As long as it meets the threshold of the Constitution, it meets the threshold of Article 47, where it talk about, they say, as long as the majority members of East Cameroon delegates they vote for, and the majority from West Cameroon they vote for that revision or amendment, then it becomes law. They don't exercise national sovereignty as Article 2 it talk about. That's it. Whether referendum go up or referendum come down, it no matter. Referendum are just one of the ways for exercise national sovereignty. But the deputies in the National Assembly is also another way of exercising national sovereignty. Understand that? Okay, my contributor. So now, make a wrap up now. I want to show now the next video because because for this one way I come on for play now bear with me like I talk, I get smoke off. For this video where I come on for play earlier, you could hear Dr. Simon Munzu. It talks for 1966, they began one-party regime, and for 1966, according to Dr. Simon Munzu, they began one-party regime, which is true. And it talks according to Yise, they beget too much power for one person, the president, Amadou Ahidjo, which is true. They say it would have been impossible for the opposition to operate. Really? Impossible? Okay. It go on for also talk say there were voices that were raised at that time. But of course, voices were raised against changing the constitution from federal form of government to unitary form of government, of course. Even for the referendum, una yes it been at 100%. It wasn't 100%. It was 90-something%, which means there were voices. There were people who opposed to it. But guess what? They were minority. They were a minority. Minority does not rule in our form of democracy. Maybe for America, where few people they vote for Donald Trump, and then majority vote for Hillary Clinton, but Donald Trump become president. That's their system. For Cameroon, now majority the rule. So you know, we talk say there were voices. Of course, there were voices. Now the same argument that way some people become talk say, oh, Ndele be one win for 11th of February plebiscite. Ndele be one win. Yes, Ndele be one win. No be one in the Canada before something. Ndele be one we say make we no go join Cameroon, make we go join Nigeria. Our people listened to his warning, his argument, and voted against it. So you can't cry today. Just like how Estimuna go talk in the next video I go plan for now. Estimuna go explain for now. Say we cannot cry over spilled milk. I will can't play the video in a second. I just want to set this premise and give now this foundation before I go on. So Dr. Simon Munzu talk about 1966, how they form one-party system. For this video, the people, the way they get these political parties for 1966, now, Jongo Foncha with the KNDP, right? And then Estimuna to be get own political party going to be fall out with Jongo Foncha, he go create own party. You get Ndele, they get their own party, the KNC, and then you also get the KPP, or the KKK for German Cameroon, because these people wanted to go back to a time of German Cameroon. But we'll talk about that another day. Now, I will play this video in a second, but like how I come up for talk, people, they always bring this argument. Say, for example, for February 1961, our people objected. Yes, no one said that the plebiscite result was 100% to join Cameroon. It was not. It was 69-point-something%. Which means by that arithmetic, at the very least, 30-point-something% voted to join Nigeria. So yes, of course, there were people with different opinions. We are not saying that it was 100% to join Cameroon. No, it wasn't. Some people voiced opposition, just like in every society, even for your own house, where you get them right now. Ma talk say, because I be man picking. Ma talk say, you were to listen to me. Ma assume say you be man picking. Okay? You marry your woman. Maybe when I get 3 picking them. Nice, beautiful family when I 5. For that family of 5, try for put everything into a democratic vote. Make us see how it go. Make we just decide how or wait away when I go chop tomorrow when a Sunday. Just put them to a vote. Ask your family, your 3 picking them plus your woman plus yourself. Make when I vote for wait away when I go chop tomorrow Sunday. See whether all when I go agree. to the same thing. It's impossible to get 100% for everything all the time. Some people they don't like them okra. Some one they don't like them pepper for soup. Some one they don't like them fufu. Some one they don't like them vegetables. Some one they even be allergic to certain things them. So it not be possible for get 100% in any direction. So for talk say there were opposition voices. Yes, there were. So what? But those opposition voices in 1972 were the minority, a vast majority of our Anglophone elite, including Estimuna, including John Gofoncha, went out and campaigned. These are historical facts that are verifiable. They go from Manfred, they go from Bamenda, they go from Cambe. They travel all over West Cameroon campaigning for the referendum. Say, make what people they vote for abolish the federal form of government. These are facts. So for camp for 1995, can't talk say there were some opposition voices, but they could not be raised at the time. Hang on a minute. Even the 1966, where they talk about say it being a one-party system. Now, who created the one-party system? Now, who make Cameroon a one-party state? John Gofoncha and I talk now. It go explain for now. It go tell you when I go here. It go explain for now how the John Gofoncha and the people for West Cameroon they be abolish their political parties, them the KNP, the KNDP, the KPP, the KNC, they abolish all the KKKK political parties and for West Cameroon for go join one party system for Cameroon. We did it. Nobody Amadou Ayijo, nobody know Francophone man as Dr. Simon Moons will be talking for years say President Amadou Ayijo will get all the powers, commander-in-chief, chairman of the party, president, head of state, and blah, 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 all of those titles, the way we get them. Yes, but now who will give you the powers? Now who? Was it not John Gofoncha? Was it not Estimuna seated next to you? Estimuna was vice president of the Federal Republic of Cameroon. At the same time, it be Binaweti, prime minister of West Cameroon, 2 positions, year 1. Now, Estimuna that. And the person will there to your right, John Gofoncha, wait to be in position, vice president of the Federal Republic of Cameroon as well. And at the same time, prime minister of West Cameroon, occupy 2 positions for himself from 1st of October 1961. Go do your research. Can't tell me what I lie. These are the people who occupy the highest positions in the land, in the one country, in the federation, the Federal Republic of Cameroon. Not the same people than this. Not them create the system where we experience them today. Not them dissolve their political party for form one party system inside Cameroon. Not them give President Amadou Ayijo all those powers. Not them appoint the deputies the way they go sit in the Federal Assembly for represent we. And the deputies the way they go show for Federal Assembly for represent we, not them vote for abolish the federal constitution. For 1995, when I go here now, as Estimuna go talk, say, yes, we made some errors. But I go talk more later. When I hear the question where they go ask you, and when I go hear their reply, make it play or go finish.
In 1972, we just believed that there was a referendum and there was a vote. There is never a vote in terms of democracy when there is a one-party system. By then, Honorable Estimuna, you were the Vice President of Cameroon. Why didn't you, as a leader of the Anglophones, why didn't you propose that if Cameroon is supposed to be a united republic, let Cameroon vote in a democratic system? It was a one-party system, and there is nothing like democracy in a one-party system when you go to vote in a vote.
He's asking me.
He's asking both of you. Honorable Moon and then
No,
Dr. Poncho.
1966.
He was asking specifically.
Oh.
He was asking. I think I have said
in concluding my statement that we are here to find a way for solution. We are not going to cry over spilt milk. We have made errors. What is the best way to solve our problem? I can assure you. Mistakes were made. We have come out to find a way to solve the problem.
I was the next.
My first question has not been answered. Please don't
Now, about the amalgamation of all the parties, that is important. The parties were amalgamated. Now, first of all, before unification, the Republic of Cameroon had terrorism, and then after that, he used his power to subdue the terrorism which was underground, and all other parties, gang to his party, become one Cameroon. That was his UC, one Cameroon. Then my party in the southern Cameroon won the plebiscite. And so it was these two parties which should really meet. But the southern Cameroon also had other parties. The southern Cameroon had the KNC, Cameroon National Congress, and Cameroon People's Party, which the Cameroon People's, the one Cameroon Party was also a part of that terrorist. And so, in order to, the state of Cameroon economy was bad. So now, in order to be able to keep peace and then allow the economy of Cameroon grow, I decided that we should come together. But before coming together, the KNC had already signed an alliance with the UC and being supported by Egypt. And so, then they were the opposition and they were the one overcome to get the government. They did not yield, so they would have liked all of us to join the UC. And we had tried in this southern Cameroon to bring them together in many meetings. And then at the last meeting, they told me that the only distance was for the whole organization of the southern Cameroon to dissolve, and my party and his party should join the French Cameroon Party. He told us this. And then, of course, I dismissed any question of ever allowing my party to join the other party. Now, but now, in the end, when I found out that the terrorists were going to be members of my party, if I kept on, they were going to join my party, and then the trouble will come along. So I told Egypt, now instead of me joining your party, we can only dissolve our party, all the parties, to talk together, we come together to form one. And so, that was the contract.
Melissa has an announcement.
Yes, please. This meeting this evening was actually to create more awareness, especially in the international community. We are trying to.
Una don't hear no. I hope so. Now hear wait away. Jongo Foncha talk. It talks. It starts by saying the economy of West Cameroon was bad, and in order for them to fix the economy, they decide to make the political parties they come together. Mateuna, the biggest reason why the economy be bad and why they be things they come together, it will fix the economy. It was because of their infighting. They could not do any business in West Cameroon. because of the infighting, the Grafi versus the Sawa, Endele versus the Foncha, even at one point, Foncha versus Estimuna. They were fighting amongst themselves, my contributor. Now, Jongo Foncha that come up for Tokam. He said the economy of West Cameroon was bad, and in order for them to try to fix the economy, they decided to they come together and make all the political parties they come together, can form one party inside West Cameroon. But then he decide, because he be been at the prime minister at that time, now he political party, the KNDP, he be win the referendum. When I hear I talk, he be win the plebiscite. He been a big boss. Why you small KPP and while you small KNC want me for can't join one for form one party? We were infighting. No, we will continue the infighting. But then at that time now, as you now hear Jongo Foncha talk, the KPP or the KNC, they go behind, go get the alliance with President Amadou Ahidjo, for get support from Amadou Ahidjo. Why? Because they want to defeat their enemy when a KNDP, when a Estimuna and Jongo Foncha them. So now Amadou Ahidjo, they support the KNC or the other one, them Mbile their party. Foncha Nasi and say, if Amadou Ahidjo and Mbile they band together, they could defeat ye. Ye too, a run go for Jongo Foncha say for Amadou Ahidjo say, support me too, support me too. And because of all this infighting, now why that way? Like how Jongo Foncha himself talk and say, now he decide on his own evolution, no man no point gun for your head, no man no foresee. Now he then come up with the decision, say, it better make all them dissolve their political parties willingly. All them for West Cameroon, they dissolve their political parties for go create one party system for Cameroon. And then now President Amadou Ahidjo being a chairman for that party, and then the Endele, Foncha, Muna, they take positions as executive committee members for that one party system inside Cameroon. And then when they ask the question further, when I hear what way Estimuna talk, right, make a plan. Because the question start, I want to play them again because it be important. The question start when the person he ask, he say, the person start by reminding us that you, Estimuna, you were the vice president of the Federal Republic of Cameroon at that time. When we would change from the Federal Republic of Cameroon to the United Republic of Cameroon, you've been a vice president for that country. And you also been a prime minister of West Cameroon at the same time. If you occupy both of those positions, then go Google them, go check them out if things are a lie. Check them out. So how, under your own nose, you were a big gun in that government at that time, 1972. If anything be wrong then it means that now you be doing wrong because you were at the highest echelons of power in Cameroon for 1972. So who when I want come to, they can't blame. When the man posed that question to Estimuna, he replied in Aweti, he say, we have to find a way for solution. We don't want to cry over spilled milk. We made errors. Mistakes were made. For the very first time, I hear person when from Anglophone Cameroon, he accept, say, Anglophone man to ye shit, it is smell. So, no mean just Francophones, no mean Amadou Ahidjo, no mean the French, no mean United Nations, no mean the British, no mean everyone else, but the things, the way they transpire inside Cameroon, they not be happening in a vacuum. We, the people for West Cameroon, people for former Southern Cameroons, we participated fully in all of these things as they were happening. We did it. For example, dismantling the federal constitution, we voted for it. Anglophones voted for it. So make a play, make una hear again, una hear Estimuna reply, it will tell una say we made errors, mistakes were made. Una listen.
In 1972, we just believed that there was a referendum and there was a vote. There is never a vote in terms of democracy when there is a one-party system. By then, Honorable Estimona, you were the Vice President of Cameroon. Why didn't you, as a leader of the Anglophones, why didn't you propose that if Cameroon is supposed to be a united republic, let Cameroon vote in a democratic system? It was a one-party system, and there's nothing like democracy in a one-party system when you go to vote in a vote.
Well, that is for me. He's asking me.
He's asking both of you. Honorable Moon and then
No, 1966.
He was asking specifically.
Oh.
He was asking. I think I have said in concluding my statement that we are here to find a way for solution. We are not going to cry over spilt milk. We have made errors. What is the best way to solve our problem? I can assure you that mistakes were made. We have come out to find a way to solve the problem.
I was the next.
My first question has not been answered.
Now, about the...
So I hope so when I don't hear as Estimuna talk, mistakes were made. We made errors. For football, they call answerity own goals. When you score for your own goal post. For tennis, they call answerity unforced error. And I can continue with the analogies. So Anglophones take ownership and take responsibility for which we don't transpire inside Cameroon since the birth of the new nation on the 1st of October 1961. Take ownership of it. Our people made serious blunders. Maybe we not just run for they begin point fingers at other people, the United Nations, the British, the Francophones, the French, Amadou Ahidjo, Paul Biya, go up, come down. No. Mistakes have been made by us, ourselves. I don't just give a few of them, like dissolving their political parties for 1966. No man, no force them. It was their infighting. Themselves, they be fight for Cameroon, for Southern Cameroons at that time, for unite with Cameroon. They fight for it. Fight to the fight, die. Quarrel. Threaten each other. Endele versus Foncha. They fight. Endele said, no, we'll go back for Nigeria. Foncha said, no, we'll go for Cameroon. None of them, no, we fight for the third option for independence. And the evidence now say, Endele, your own political party, where they be created now with KNC. Cameroon, spelled with a K. Estimuna and Jongo Foncha, their political party where they created and they call themselves the KNDP. Cameroon spelled with a K. Because even for the back of their minds, they wanted to go back to this era of German Cameroon. Now, why did they spell Cameroon with a German letter K? The British, they spell Cameroon now with a C. The French, they spell Cameroon now with a C. Now, only the Germans, they spell Cameroon with a K. But even the political parties, and for French Cameroon, for the former French Cameroon, Amadou Ahidjo, a political party, the CNU, spell Cameroon with a C, just like how the French spell them, like how the British spell them. And then even when they create one Cameroon, Union Camerounaise, UC, they spell them with a C. But what people then for West Cameroon, former Southern Cameroons, not them, but they make their political party, they spell Cameroon with a K. KNDP, KNC, KPP, the Cameroon People's Party. Because now the people then for former Southern Cameroons be always want for unite with the people then for French Cameroon. No, not even the people then for French Cameroon, they be want them for can't join for join. Now what people them they no be fight for the third option. Now what people they be want for join that country. The KDs, the KKK parties them. Now, just one of the evidence that, can you dispute that? Can you dispute that? These are facts. I know can't talk about my emotions and all of those things then. We need to take responsibility about the things the way they don't happen in our territory all these years then. And now, why that way now, I go give my summary before I can read a few of my comments and my contribute them. I know say I know announce a live broadcast, so a few people the day here, but not as many. They go watch later on. And even if I educate now only 10 people then my mission has been achieved, because those 10 now sit to I don't plant them. They go on and multiply. They go educate other 10, and other 10 they go educate other 10, and so the message it go spread. So the summary in activity. Now bear with me. Like I talk, I get small cough. So for summarize this live broadcast today, number 14 day for February 2026, how did we go from the Federal Republic of Cameroon to the United Republic of Cameroon? It be simple. It was not by referendum. It be easier for people than for talk about the referendum, because they want for distract, because they want for misinform, and they want for lie about the truth and the reality. The reality now say the referendum it no be change the form of state for Cameroon. The referendum it be only inform the government, say the people then for the nation, for the federation, the people that give their consent, say make they change the form of state. They give their consent. That's just what the referendum did. The referendum itself did not change the form of state. So any person where it want for give a debate or make an argument about this point, stop referring to the referendum. The people the way they want for misinform you and want for lie for you, they always try for bring you back to the referendum. The referendum was not important. What was important was the actual text of the law, the actual new constitution that was drafted. It was written down on paper, black and white. The Federal Assembly sat down. These were the elites in the country, the most highly educated, who were elected by our people and sent to represent us. And then when they got into the federated state, the assemblies, in that assembly, they appointed them. 20 in number from West Cameroon were appointed and sent to the Federal Assembly to represent our interest, to exercise national sovereignty on our behalf. Those 20 delegates from West Cameroon who were sent to the Federal Assembly, they got there. They read the text of the new constitution of a unitary state. They are educated. They are elected. They've been appointed again, and then they've been sent to the Federal Assembly to exercise our national sovereignty on our behalf. They read the text of the unitary constitution, and then they voted for it to dismantle the federal form of government and institute a unitary form of government. That is what changed the constitution. Anything else where any person talk on, that person it try for misinform you. The referendum did not change the constitution. The actual writing of the new constitution is what changed the constitution. Writing it, deliberating on it, voting it, passing it into law, and then sending it to the president of the Federal Republic to sign it into law. He was signing it as president of the Federal Republic of Cameroon, because before he signed that law into law, we were still the Federal Republic of Cameroon. It was until the new constitution took effect in, I think it was even April, 1st of April, 1972, if I'm not mistaken. It was until then that we went to the United Republic of Cameroon. So, before the United Republic of Cameroon, it was the Federal Republic of Cameroon. And the only way that it went to the United Republic of Cameroon was because the institution that was created under the Federal Republic of Cameroon, the Federal Constitution, is what guided the abolishing of the federal form of government. And the deputies from West Cameroon, 20 of them in number, who sat in the Federal Assembly, voted for it. Don't talk about the referendum. The referendum did not change the constitution. If you want to win this argument and for make them clear, make people understand, how do we make laws in the country? How do we change existing laws? How do we repeal or cancel existing laws in a country? How do we do it? We do it by the legislative branch, which is what? Parliament or National Assembly. In the case before 1972, before the United Republic of Cameroon, it became the Federal National Assembly. That's how laws were made or changed or repealed. That was the only way. And as I don't already show for now, Article 47, where it there on the screen, it talks for day. Now only 5 short sentences, 5 paragraphs. It says any proposal of this present constitution where it impair the unity and integrity of the nation. The unity and integrity of the federation. The word federation in this context refers to the nation. You know, they talk about a federal form of government. The word federation refers to the nation. Any proposal or revision of the constitution which impairs the unity and integrity of the nation shall be inadmissible. And paragraph 4 talks say any proposal or revision, it could be adopted by a simple majority vote, provided that a majority of the members of West Cameroon, they vote for it and they agree, and a majority of the members of East Cameroon, they also agree. So there was zero way, no shape, none possible for change this constitution unless the majority of the 20 delegates from West Cameroon, where we will be sent out for Federal Assembly, they agreed, they voted for it. That was the only way. Read now Article 47, that where some people, they always try for misquote them, for try for full and life owner. So that is it. As I talk, the word federation is used to mean nation, not a form of government or form of government in the country. Now, you don't believe me? Make we listen to what way John Go Foncha go talk for 1995. Now listen.
Comes, we must look to Yaoundé as the only father of the federation to do everything.
Unayeno, father of the federation. The word federation means nation in this context. It don't mean a federal form of government. Father of the federation. As Article 47 talking, the unity and integrity of the federation. When John Go Foncha talk about father of the federation, it don't mean say father of the federal form of government. No, now father of a nation. You understand? Now the same people in this way, they write this constitution, the John Go Foncha, the Estimunas, the Amadou Ahejos, and they knew the word federation in this context means nation, not a form of government. Just like how in all of this interview, you could hear John Go Foncha, they talk about the Federation of Nigeria. Even till today, the country called Russia is known as the Russian Federation. The word federation means nation, the Russian nation, the nation of Nigeria, the Federation of Nigeria, the Russian Federation. So the word federation does not mean a federal form of government. It means a nation that just happens to use a federal form of government. The unity and integrity of the nation has not been impaired since the 1st of October 1961. The unity and integrity of that nation, of that federation, remains till today. The only thing where it don't change, now internal machinations. The form of government don't change. The head of state, the president don't change. The constitution don't be amended in several ways. Okay, now internal machinations, internal mechanisms for administrative purposes or for whatever reasons. For example, when we will just start this new country, say the Federal Republic of Cameroon, okay, there was no division called Ndonga and Mantung or Kupe Manenguba. Okay, there were no subdivisions called I don't know, you can talk maybe with the Kum subdivision from Momodengi subdivision. Okay, at that time, with the Kum sub, it been under Manfe when this new country was created. With the Kum, when for the majority, the indigenous people, and for Momo, the commoner from with the Kum, but with the Kum was under Manfe, was under Manu. Even Manu division did not exist at that time. All of these things that they don't, internal machinations as the country they grow, population they grow, people move around, and decisions are made, new laws are created. That's how a nation functions. It grows. It don't mean say the nothing ever change. Besides, any person with any authority where a write a law, the same authority get the right for change the same law. You know, if it talks say, yeah, we don't create this law, but we know if it ever change them. Who does that? The same authority will create any law, get the same authority for change the law, or for even repeal and cancel the whole law altogether. You understand? So that is that my contribution. Like I don't talk now, summary this. The Federal Republic of Cameroon, ABB, changed for 1972 to the United Republic of Cameroon by an act of parliament, an act of the Federal National Assembly. It was not done by the referendum. The referendum itself just gave an opinion, the consent of the people. And then the argument where people then like Dr. Simon Munzu and other people then, the separatists that make them say, the referendum not be supposed to include all Cameroonians, and for French Cameroon and English Cameroon, East and West Cameroon. If it only been a palaver for West Cameroon, okay, let's take that argument and run with it. So maybe we discard and throw away all the people the way they vote for East Cameroon. Maybe we look at just West Cameroon and see how many people then for West Cameroon alone they will vote for the referendum. More than 90% of the people that for West Cameroon, they will vote for cancel the federation or the Federal Republic, federal form of state, I meant to say. More than 90% of the people that for West Cameroon voted to cancel the federal form of government and adopt the unitary form of government. More than 90%. So you don't have any argument. You don't have any argument. We don't play videos there. When I don't hear Simon Munzu talk or Dr. Simon Munzu, when I don't hear Jongo Foncha, Esti Muna, they talk, when I go Google the video, it's there for YouTube. When I watch them all, forget the full context, because obviously I don't cut parts and segments of the video for make a point, and I don't also display for now parts of the federal constitution for make a point. This is not all the actual constitution. My advice to you, forget the full context. Now for sit down, download the whole document, examine it for yourself. So that one, homework for now after listening to this lecture. Do not be deceived. So make we look now into a few people the way they don't live with comments and we appreciate you now. So we get Betty Ali. It talks to Igwe, I nominate you Minister of Cameroon History. Thank you so much for the nomination and appointment. Yeah, we'll get Simon Ikoli. It's a as you join, like, and share. Peace Nation Day here. It's a greetings to Igwe. Una share. And then Issa Day. It's a Masha Allah. I don't know what you mean. We'll get Bongsuka Amadusa Majesty. I know read that name. It said this is very true, MKPD. Thank you. We'll get Steve Kinyu. It talks to my country people before we continue. When I know the usual routine, press your share button. Igwe. Boris Johnston-Bago talks to our Igwe. Thank you for this. Of course, una doing our own part. And then Betty Ali talks to we mash fire. And Simon Nicoli, they salute Igwe again. And then also Steve Kinyu talks to good morning, Igwe, una mash fire. Thank you. All man, we don't join with this morning for Valentine's Day, 14th of February 2026. As the Youth Day, it don't pass very successful. Ambassador terrorism, it don't be destroyed completely, my contributor. We match fire. We talk again. Another day, my contributor.
They recall him one of my country people, that loser, that criminal. That guy, he don't fight war for La Republic more than La Republic to Cameroon soldiers. I mean, every day he's trying to do something for seeing La Republic defeat us. He be focused. He be so focused to the point where he they miss one day where he never try to put something out there, talent to destroy Amazonia. Yet we are not paying attention. I think say if that guy is a contractor, titles. On a serious note, what we don't work for La Republic, it passed even Brigadier General Ka or Dr. Voler. On a serious note, because the guy did right every negative little thing we say. Now the infighting, if we lost this war, God forbid, I'm not going to even blame La Republic again. Look at their own activists. Look at this criminal where they call it. Conrad Titus. Instead of our activists to focus on people like that to destroy him once and for all, no, our activists, they are against themselves. They've been so righteous against themselves. On a serious note, because the guy did right every negative little thing we say. It even instruct the Republic of Cameroon terrorists to they don't kill Ambazonia fighters. For example, General Trouble, out of negligence in Gokutunja, was killed a few days back. In course of killing General Trouble, La Republic of Cameroon, it killed one mama, where they sell whether na cocoa or granite for corn root. They killed one Christmas. Contact does not put them on social media. He put a picture for General Trouble, something where vex my heart past every other thing. We get our own activists. Unfortunately, the day on their forum, they reprove how righteous they be. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. On a serious note.
Lesson number one, my country people, Dr. Weti. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So, Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.